From the mud to the rise, yeah, we built it on the grind. Trench talk, real talk, leave the fake ones behind. We don't fold, we don't break, every move we define. It's the code from the trenches where the real ones align.
Aight, let's dive deeper into this whole mess, cause DJ Akademiks really out here looking like a whole fool in front of the internet. Dude thought he could slide under the radar with some creepy, weird behavior, but nah, the internet don't forget, and they sure don't forgive. So here's the situation. Akademiks, being his usual self, hops into a Discord call with a group of people. Cool, right? But here's the kicker. There's a 15-year-old kid named Noah in the call. Now, this ain't no random little dude that just popped in. Nah, Noah's got some weight in this community. He's a mod in Max's streaming community, meaning he's been around, he's trusted, and he's involved. So it ain't like Noah was just some kid off the street. He's a part of the crew. But apparently, Akademiks didn't get that memo. What starts off as some simple teasing quickly goes off the rails. Instead of keeping it lighthearted, DJ Akademiks and the rest of the group start going down a dark path. They start tossing out sexual comments, yep, straight up inappropriate talk to a 15-year-old. At this point, it's not even just boys being boys or friendly banter. This is crossing serious lines. You're a grown-ass man, Akademiks, how you gonna be talking to a kid like that? This ain't no hey, what's up little bro? This is that borderline creepy, I'm gonna see how much I can get away with kinda talk. And trust me, the internet was watching. When word gets out about how this whole thing went down, the backlash was immediate. People are calling him out for what it is, grooming. Straight up trying to manipulate a minor. And you know Akademiks knew he messed up, cause he tried to play it off like it was nothing. He hopped onto a live stream, all calm, talking about, it's just boys being boys, we treated him like a younger brother. Nah, bruh. Nah. What you really treated him like was a joke. A pawn for your twisted sense of humor. And let's talk about that live stream defense. Akademiks really said there was no ill intent behind the comments. Bruh, cut the act. You can't casually drop sexual comments on a minor and try to backpedal like it was all just some misunderstood joke. That's weak. That's the type of thing people say when they know they're in the wrong but don't want to own up to it. The fact that he tried to make excuses instead of just acknowledging how inappropriate it was, that's telling. It's like he was hoping the internet would just let it slide, but nope, they weren't having it. Now let's get real, Akademiks is supposed to be a public figure. A lot of people, young people especially, look up to him. His words and actions matter. So when you, a grown man, act out like this with a 15-year-old, it's not just a slip-up. It's not just a boys being boys situation. That's dangerous. That's predatory behavior. And the fact that Akademiks tried to justify it as a harmless joke shows just how out of touch he is with reality. Like, really, bruh? You thought the world was just gonna let that fly? People are out here calling him out on Twitter, Reddit, and everywhere in between. The same people who might have once respected him are now side-eyeing him, wondering how long he's been moving like this. He tried to shrug it off, but the internet? Oh, they're never letting it go. Akademiks might have thought he could dodge this by throwing out some weak apology or saying he didn't mean it that way, but guess what? You can't take back the words once they're out there. You can't rewrite that history. So yeah, homie's getting clowned, and rightfully so. The only thing Akademiks could have done in this situation was own up to it, not hide behind these corny excuses. But nah, he doubled down and tried to spin it. Now people are looking at him like, is this what you really stand for? He can try to smooth talk his way out, but the internet's already made up its mind. Ain't no coming back from this one, fam. So let's keep it 100 here. DJ Akademiks really thought he could just sweep this under the rug, huh? Nah, bruh. You're out here in the public eye, talking greasy with a 15-year-old kid, and instead of owning up to it, you're out here trying to act like you didn't cross a major line. That's the kind of move that has people raising their eyebrows like, yo, what's really good with you? First off, let's talk about the context of all this. Sure, we get it, people joke around, tease each other, but there are some lines that you simply don't cross. And if you think it's cool to make inappropriate comments to a minor, thinking it's all fun and games, that's where you've gone off track. Fam, Akademiks should have seen the red flags. But instead of just letting it go and keeping things respectful, he had to dive into the gutter. When it comes to young people, especially someone under 18, there's no room for these jokes. It ain't funny, it's not clever, and no one's laughing. But somehow, he thought it'd slide. And the weak apology he tried to drop on that live stream? Bro, trying to act like everything was chill, like it was just some harmless banter. Nah, that ain't it. You can't throw out inappropriate comments and then shrug it off like it was all in good fun. You don't get to do that when you're a grown man talking to kids. The way he tried to dodge accountability was like watching a toddler try to explain away a broken vase. Just own up to it, say you messed up, apologize, and move on. But no, Akademiks tried to do what he always does, play the victim and act like the internet's blowing things out of proportion. And that's the part that has me cackling. Akademiks could have easily turned this into a moment to teach himself and others about respect and boundaries. But instead, he doubled down, kept trying to justify himself, and made it worse. If you're a public figure, especially a guy who knows people are watching, you can't afford to slip up like that and then act like it was nothing. You should be extra cautious, checking yourself every time you open your mouth. You'd think a dude who's been in the game this long would know how to handle things better than this, but nah, he really thought he could just joke around with a minor and keep his reputation intact. This is the problem with people who think they're above the consequences. DJ Akademiks didn't take the moment to reflect, to understand why what he did was wrong. Instead, he tried to weasel his way out of it. Now, the whole internet is looking at him sideways, and it's a reminder that you can't be careless when you have that kind of influence. He had a chance to be a role model, to show that respect for others, especially younger people, is non-negotiable. Instead, he's out here looking like the clown of the year. So, what do we learn from this? Don't be Akademiks. Don't try to slide by with weak excuses or think you can joke about whatever you want with people who are too young to handle it. It's a teachable moment, alright. Too bad Akademiks didn't learn anything from it. We learned a lot from this situation, but what we really learned is that DJ Akademiks needs to take a seat, check himself, and rethink his whole approach to, well, life. First lesson: you can't be out here acting like you're untouchable just because you got followers and some clout. This man tried to joke around with a 15-year-old, thinking he was some kind of comedy genius, but instead, he looked like the world's biggest clown. That's lesson 1, don't be a creep even if you're behind a screen. Second, we learned that some folks, like Akademiks, are allergic to accountability. Instead of just owning up to the fact that he made an inappropriate comment, what does he do? He pulls the boys being boys card like that's gonna magically make it all okay. Nah, fam. That excuse went out the window when you started talking to a minor. This is 2025, not the early 2000s. Get with the times. Accountability is key. And let's not forget the third lesson, don't underestimate the internet's ability to roast you into oblivion. Akademiks really thought he could just dust this off, but nah. The internet's a savage, and the moment you start playing with fire, the burns come quick. People will hold you to a standard, especially when you're a public figure with influence. What's the point of having all this reach if you can't even use it to set a good example? So yeah, we learned that Akademiks should probably stick to what he knows, popping off on rappers and making his little commentary. But when it comes to anything outside of that, maybe it's time to shut it down. And definitely stop acting like it's all jokes when you're messing with the boundaries of what's acceptable. Cause right now, the only thing that's funny is how badly he tried to dodge responsibility and still look like the fool in the end. Keep playing, Akademiks. We'll keep watching. That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out when a new video drops. It's totally free and makes a huge difference for the channel. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.